everybody, it's Mel. Thank you so much for joining me today for the Finish the Book tag. This tag is all about how we keep track of our reading, what we do when we finish a book, and what stats we look at. So yeah, let's just dive in. So I was tagged to do this video by the lovely Ellie from Earl Books. I would love it if you would go over there and subscribe to Ellie's channel. Ellie is one of the nicest people in the world. She's one of my best friends. And yeah, I just am so grateful to her for everything she's done for me and all of our friendship and for tagging me in this tag. So let's dive in. Question number 1 is, do you keep a list of books that you have read? Yes, I do. I enter them all on Goodreads and I have a reading journal where I put them all as well, and I talk about them here. Question number 2 says, if you record stats, what kind of stats do you record? So, this last year in 2022, I have been keeping track of more stats than I have before. And what I've been keeping track of is what genre a book is, what rating I gave it, whether it was written for an adult, young adult, middle grade audience, how many pages I've read throughout a month, average star rating, and the format in which books were written. Those are the main stats that I keep my eye on. Question number 3 says, do you give star ratings? And then it says, if so, what do you score books out of and how do you come about the score? So I do give star ratings, but I actually come about the score by a 10-point rating, although I end up giving 5-star ratings. So the way that works is I use Corpile, which is a rating system that was created by G over at Books Roast. Every year she updates the online spreadsheet that you can use to input all the information and get your rating. You also can keep lots of other information on there. I have just been keeping track of the ratings that way, and I actually made some changes to it. So her version is Corpile, my version is Ucape. It's the way that I judge various different aspects of a book in order to give me my final rating. So the elements that I look for in deciding what rating to give a book is my enjoyment of the book, but that gets 2 separate ratings. So my enjoyment of the first half of the book and my enjoyment of the last half of the book both get equal rate in the spreadsheet and how it works out. So those are 2 separate things that I give a rating for. Then we have writing style, characters, the action of the book, the plot, and the pacing. And those are all things that I put into the spreadsheet that G has very helpfully created that does its own little calculations, and then I come up with a Ucape or Corpile rating that then also gives me a star rating, and in fact this year it gives me a 0.5 star rating as well. Question number 4 says, do you review books? And the answer is sort of. So every single month I do my monthly wrap up and I talk about all of the books that I read in that month, and I talk about them in reasonable depth. So I feel like I do review books, but I'm not fantastic at reviewing individual books. So I try to keep track of what I've read and what I thought of what I've read in my reading journal. I'm pretty good at writing a very brief idea of what I thought of it there. I also try to do that on Goodreads, but I'm less good at remembering to do that, and I only do it for some books and not others. It just depends on what's going on at the time, etc. So the answer is sort of, and I try. Question number 5 says, where do you put your finished books? Mostly the answer is going to be back on the shelves, but it very much depends on, well, first of all, our house is kind of in the middle of being renovated, so it's a little bit haphazard where the shelves are and what they change a lot. But also it depends on whether or not I know for certain I'm going to keep it. If I read a book and I think that was fine, but I probably won't keep it. Well, honestly, I probably put it in a pile on a shelf anyway. So back on the shelf is the honest answer. Although I try to have them in kind of a, if I'm going to unhaul, in a separate sort of section for the unhaul and, you know, stuff like that. But I don't have a specific TBR shelf and a red bookshelf or anything like that. Question number 6 is, how do you pick your next book? I actually don't pick my next book. I use my TBR game, which is TBR campaign. I will link it in the description below to decide what books I'm going to read every month. In terms of when I finish a book, how do I decide what book I'm going to read straight after? That's very much mood. So I have my TBR for the month, but then depending on what I'm in the mood for is what I'll reach for each time I feel like starting a book, or when I finish the book and I need to start a new one. Question number 7 says, do you have any rituals for when you have finished a book? Or any other rituals for when you have finished a book? Not really, that I haven't already mentioned, except for I usually, if my partner is around and not too busy to talk to, I usually say, I just finished my book. And he often responds to say, oh no. But that's a little kind of joking ritual that we have. So yeah, tell my partner, but apart from that, not really. And then the final question is, who do you tag? So I have a few people that I'm going to tag today. The first person is Kirsty from K Beth Bookish. Then I'm also going to tag Zoe from Book Reviews with Zoe. I'm going to tag Brianna from 4 Paws and a Book. I will tag Lauren from Literally Low, Manny from Reading with Manny, and finally I will be tagging Bethany from Beautifully Bookish Bethany. So all of you amazing people are now tagged. Of course, if you don't want to do the tag, feel free not to, but you are tagged if you'd like to do the tag. I have listed all of the people that I have spoken about today in the description below, so please go ahead and subscribe to all these people. They are all absolutely amazing and you should definitely subscribe to their channels. And that's the tag. That's everything. So please comment below and let me know if you have any end of book rituals, how you review, how you keep track of your books, all of that in the comments below. If you'd like to leave me a comment but you don't know what, then leave me a pen emoji because we are writing reviews. All of my social media details are listed in the description below, so if you'd like to go and follow me on any of those other platforms, please feel free to do so. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, like I said, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you next time.